Hello, ladies! This is Linda Terjesen. My company's LTLTE. It stands for Learn to Love to Exercise. Hello, good morning. It's 10 a.m. PST in SoCal. I'm in Dana Point. Would love to know where are you listening from today? And drop me a comment, say hello so that I can make sure I see you. I'm using my phone, so I'll do my best to respond to the comments. And if I don't see them all, then I will respond afterwards. But today what I'm going to talk about is something I know a lot of ladies struggle with. And I would love to know so that I can help you during this training. Do you struggle with restricting calories as well? Do you struggle with losing weight? Do you struggle with keeping the weight off? That is why a lot of ladies come to me, and they are typically a little bit older, like in their middle ages, meaning closer to 40 and up to like early 60s. And I talked to a woman the other day. She was doing a diet of 700 calories. That was all she ate, 700 calories. Now, let me know if you think 700 calories is a lot or a little to eat on a regular basis. Please let me know so that I can make sure that I can see the comments here. Let me know where you are watching from, please. So I also spoke with a lady a couple of weeks ago, and she was struggling to lose weight. She'd gone to her doctor, who was a female, and the doctor recommended that she go on a low-calorie diet and take some supplements that the doctor was selling to her. Now, I think most of us know that doctors are not nutritionists, they're not dietitians. A lot of doctors and a lot of nurses are out of shape themselves. If you agree with this, drop an agree in the comments. So it doesn't make sense that these doctors, the doctors are there to help treat your symptoms, your illnesses, prescribe you medication, and help you with those kind of things. But when it comes to losing weight, doctors are not very helpful with that. They can tell you that you need to lose weight or recommend that you should lose weight or say something to that effect, but as far as giving you a strategy, they're typically not very helpful. And the most important thing, if you don't take anything else from this live, ladies, the most important thing to know is that low-calorie diets can be dangerous. They can really be dangerous. And I'm going to go into now more of this. And of course, there's a lot of depends upon, right? It depends upon your age. If you are in your 50s and you're doing low-calorie diets, I urge you to stop. This is not going to help your hormones. It's not going to help your metabolism, any age that you are really. And especially if you have pre-existing conditions, if you have symptoms, and if you're not doing this medically supervised, because there are medically supervised low-calorie diets. But the thing is, with all of this restriction, you are not going to keep the weight off. You may lose the weight, as with any diet. It's one thing to lose the weight, which is usually easier, but maintaining the weight is what is a problem, because you've been restricting for so long that when it comes to the diet being over, you are ready to eat. You're ready for some food. You're ready for some food. You are hungry. Or maybe you are hangry. That's what I get. I get hangry. Let me know if you get hangry if you don't get your food. I sure do. And even though I'm small, a lot of people think that I don't eat. Oh my God, I eat and I love to eat. I love food. I am a foodie. Even if I'm small, even if I'm lean, I love to eat my food. So if you have medication needs, hi TT, thanks for coming on. If you have a lot of side effects going on, be careful with what you are feeding your body. Because if you're on low-calorie diet, you're obviously not eating a lot of food, which means you are not getting a lot of nutrition. You are not getting enough nutrition from just a little bit of food as you would be from eating more food. And when we eat more food, we typically have a lot of different foods, which is where we get our nutrients. So let me know if you have any questions, if this makes sense as I'm talking about it. But women come to me and they are tired. They just have fatigue. They have trouble sleeping. They are often maybe confused. Their memory isn't that good and their metabolism isn't good. They complain about their hormones. Maybe they have dry mouth. They have cramps. They're constipated. They're not able to poop on a regular basis. And because of all of this stuff, of course, you get moody, right? You don't feel good. And a lot of this is because there is a deficiency of vitamins and minerals in your body. Losing weight, keeping weight off, all of this stuff comes from the inside. It works from the inside out. And all of that also starts up here in the head. That is why in the New Me Academy, ladies, I work a lot with my clients on mindset growth, because this is where it starts and this is where it ends. And if you are really stuck up here in the head, then you're not going to go very far. So it's important to work on the mindset. But if you have all this stuff going on, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to have a lot of energy. And we all know that with more energy comes more productivity. I am 53 years young and I have so much energy. So much energy. I don't know what to do with it sometimes. I can jump up and down. I can get into a handstand. I can do all these things. And this is not to brag. It's just saying I have a lot of energy, and it comes from the food that I'm eating and from the water, the way that I'm fueling myself. And that is why I am so eager and so passionate about helping other ladies, because I want you to feel amazing. I want you to have a lot of energy. I want you to be able to dance and jump around and do all this stuff and just be able to go, go, go. And a lot of times what happens is women have trouble just getting off the damn couch. They tell me I can't get started. I can't get off the couch. I hardly ever sit on my couch, to be honest. I shouldn't even have one. I use it so little. So let me know, what symptoms do you struggle with the most? I want this to be interactive, and I want to make sure that I can actually see your comments. I'm going to try to, I know it's a little bit weird on the phone. I'm going to try to pop one in here just myself so I can see. Looks like it came up. But let me know, what symptoms do you struggle with the most when you are restricting your calories? And also, do you count calories? There's a lot of different apps for that. And of course, when we go into the apps and we start plugging in, you know, what our goals are and what we want to achieve and where our weight is now, where we want it to be, you know, the app spits out this automatic number. And the app automatically reduces the calories because the world thinks that everybody's eating so much, and that's why they keep gaining food. Reality is, a lot of ladies, especially, even men who I've worked with, when they come to me and I look at their diet, they're not eating enough. And that's the problem. That's a bigger problem, is that you're not eating enough. And that's why you can't lose weight. Because you are limiting yourself, you're limiting the body, and your body is in a survival mode. So the body is doing whatever it can to ensure that it's going to stay alive, and it's going to keep some of this nutrients that it has, so it's conserving this energy. And it's putting the calories that's inside towards the most basic functions, so it's not releasing the calories, it's not releasing the fat and the weight from your body, because there's not enough of it in the body. So it's running on survival mode. And therefore the body does not burn all the calories that it typically would, because it doesn't have enough calories coming in. It's kind of like a car, right? It's running out of gas. It's not getting any more incoming, and it's running out of gas. And it can only go so long before it stops releasing. So with all of this, I mean, sleep issues, there's a lot of ladies who I work with, they have issues sleeping. And a lot of this is because they don't eat enough. So therefore they have trouble sleeping because they don't have the nutrients. And then a lot of times people get stressed out, right? They get anxiety, they get depression. All of this stuff is linked. It is linked to your sex drive, to your hormones, to all of this stuff. It all comes together. So if you're having any of these issues, any of these symptoms that I'm mentioning, if you have, bloating, if you have dizziness, if you're hungry, maybe you have gallstones. Has anyone here had their gallstones removed? Or maybe their appendix if they're on keto, because that's happened to a few of my keto friends. They had to remove their appendix. But I've also worked with women that had their gallstone surgery because it stems from not eating enough calories. So we need the food, we need the variety of food in order to feel satisfied. And not all the calories are equal in nutrients. Does that make sense? Let me know if you're listening, what did you have for breakfast today? And if it's later in the day, what have you had? What did you have for lunch? Let me know. I'd love to know how you are eating and see if I can help you. And the amount of calories, so a lot of people say, well, how many calories do I need, Linda? And that depends, right? It depends on your situation. Are you on any medication? Do you have anything going on with your body? What is your age? What is your gender? Here we're all ladies, right? But what are your weight loss goals? How many times have you lost weight before and regained it? What's your height? What's your weight? What's your activity level? All of this depends. And when I first start working with my clients, then I set an initial calorie goal for them. And then depending on how their body responds, then we keep changing that up over time because it's a work in progress. And then it also depends on, are they reaching their goals? Are they satisfied there? Or do they want to keep losing? So I urge you, do not go under 1,250 calories a day. 1,250 calories a day, do not go under that. Don't get to 500, 700, 800 calories a day. It is way too little. Way too little. And when I was getting my nutrition certification, I worked at a hospital with a dietitian, and they had a weight loss program. And their clients actually were set at like 800 calories. And I remember I did a presentation in there, and there was one of the male clients in there. He was a big man. He probably weighed about 300 pounds. And he was eating 800 calories, and he was using the supplements that the hospital was selling, because that's how they get some extra money. And, he was losing weight, but he was hungry. And actually, after a while, right, if you're starving your body, after a while, your body's going to get used to it, and your body may not be hungry anymore. Who here intermittently fasts? And that's another thing. A lot of ladies now, it's so popular, such a fad to do intermittent fasting. And with intermittent fasting, you're obviously not eating so much because you are restricting the time, the hours that you can eat food during the day. And usually people start with, this big window that I can't, I'm going to eat between this big window, like say 12 hours. And then they keep reducing the window where they're down to like maybe eating just 4 hours or 2 hours during the day. But there's only so much food that we can cram in within a small window, whether it's 2 hours or 4 hours. And then you're full, and then your body gives that signal to your mind that, hey, I'm satisfied, I don't want any more food. And then you're like, okay, but then that window closes, and then you're like, oh shoot, now I can't have any more food for like the next 12, 18 hours, whatever it may be. Now, our body doesn't need to go through intermittent fasting, because we are fasting, ladies, when we sleep. When we sleep, we're not eating, typically. So when we are sleeping, that's when we are fasting. Hi, Patricia. Thanks for coming on. Let me know, ladies, where are you watching from? And let me know if this makes sense and if you have any questions, because I'm here to help you on this live. I want to support you. So when you're sleeping and your body is fasting, then when you wake up, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's when you get your energy going, your juices flowing. That's when you kickstart your metabolism for the day. That's what gives you all the energy. That's why I love to work out in the morning, because then I have lots of energy to go all day long. And when I used to work out in the evening, I would get a lot of energy, but then I was like, hey, I got to go to bed. And then it was harder to go to sleep because I had worked out in the evening. So I'm a huge fan of working out early morning and then have that work for me all day long. Let me know who else likes to work out in the morning. So again, the combination of, the combination, that's what I want to mention, of consuming very few calories and then over exercising, which is another thing that women often do, that is also very dangerous because it can affect your liver, it can affect your glycogen and all your blood sugar and all of that stuff, and it forces your body to release stress hormones. And then what happens with the stress hormones is we have trouble falling asleep, we have trouble staying asleep because we are exercising like crazy, getting on the treadmill an hour, and then we got to go walking, and then all this cardio stuff, that's not going to help you that much. And then you're limiting your calories. It puts a lot of stress on the body and on the head. So please, ladies, be careful. And again, the calories that you need depends on your specific situation because everybody's different. And in the New Me Academy, the ladies that I work with, I customize stuff for them and I have individual conversations and messages with them because no one person is alike. And sometimes I'll get the random question. Well, Linda, how much success have you had with your clients? It's different for everyone. And it's really about you. It's about your unique situation. And it's, of course, about how much action you put in. It's about you doing the work because we know as entrepreneurs, we got to do the work, right? If you're working with a business coach and the business coach gives you a game plan, a list of, do this, this, and this by the next time we talk and you don't do any of it, how is it going to help you in your business? It's not. So it's very important to take action because without action, we're not going to get the results. So if you're in this loop and you're losing, gaining, because you're not able to maintain, and maybe you're not even able to lose, you're just stuck, then book a call with me. The link is here in the bio. Book a call. Let's talk. 20-minute free fitness breakthrough call. And let me see what guidance I can give you because you are important. And this is about you. It's about your health. And without our health, we all know we have nothing. Our health is the most important. And what women often do, especially entrepreneurs, is they focus all their time and attention on work. Because now the kids are out of the house, so they don't have them to focus on anymore. So then they focus everything on work. But if you're always focusing on other people, other stuff, on outside circumstances, then you will always continue to put yourself last. And if you are always putting yourself last, you're not going to grow and evolve. And if you're not growing and evolving in your mind, in your body, with your energy, then you're going down, you're digressing. And this is what often leads to depression. It leads to illnesses. People get into menopause and they complain so much about menopause is so horrible and it's doing all these wacky things to their body, but they're not looking at the cause. What is really going on? How is your mindset? And what are you feeding your body? Are you really starving your body? And are you going through all these symptoms that I talked about? Gallbladder, low energy, you're not feeling satisfied, you're not getting the variety of foods, you're dizzy, you're hungry, or you're hangry, and you're not able to, you're constipated, you're not able to go to the bathroom, you're losing muscle, your bones are deteriorating. People come later on in their life and they have like osteoporosis and arthritis and they have all this stuff going on, but all of that could be less if you eat and you fuel your body, because our body needs fuel, ladies. So if you're fueling your body properly throughout your life, through most of your life, then that is going to be positive for anything else that comes up. Whether it's menopause, premenopause, postmenopause, arthritis, osteoarthritis, all these immune issues, gut issues, all of this stuff, it starts from the inside. It's all about inside out. All right, I still have 10 minutes. So let me know, please, whether you are #live or #replay, let me know what you struggle with. Let me know if this makes sense to you, about how when you are eating less, your body's in survival mode and it's hanging on to whatever it has and it's not able to release. So it's not releasing calories, it's not releasing weight, it's not releasing fat, because it is hanging on for dear life, because it has nothing else coming in. It doesn't have enough coming in. So please let me know where you're watching from. I'm going to stay on here for a few more minutes. But if you're restricting calories, if you're struggling with losing weight, if you're struggling with maintaining weight, then let me know. Book that call. Please hit the like, hit the love button here, share this, tag a friend in the group who needs to hear this, because there's so many women out there who struggle with not eating enough. I've seen it in my family, I've seen it with my friends, I've seen it with, of course, my clients, and just with random ladies who I talk with every day. And so many women are still in search of this magic pill. How can I feel better, Linda? Blah, blah, blah. You know, what is the quick fix? How can I lose weight? Can you help me? And I'm like, well, maybe I can help you. We got to talk a little more to see if I can and if I want to, because it's not everybody that is a right fit for the New Me Academy. But if they are, I want to make sure that you're committed to you. I want to make sure that you're ready. I want to make sure that you are willing, because again, it all goes back to the mindset. And if you're not willing, if you can continue to live in your own little comfortable circle because you are fearful, then you're not going to get very far if you always stay in that comfort zone. So you got to be willing to make changes and take recommendations and to implement. Because if we only listen and we research and we get some knowledge and we learn, but we're not applying the knowledge, what does it help, ladies? What does it help? So let me know, how many calories do you typically get on an average day? Do you have any idea? Have you ever tracked your calories? I would love to know. I would love to know. And have you tried intermittent fasting? Have you tried keto? What have you tried? What do you feel that has worked? And what do you feel that hasn't worked? Ladies, when they come to me, they have tried zillions of things. Keto, intermittent fasting, Whole30, Atkins, Weight Watchers, working out with their son almost making them puke, doing CrossFit, doing core power, and thinking that the more you push yourself with the exercise over and over and over again, you're going to lose the weight. But at the same time, like I said, you are restricting the calories. So you're bumping up against yourself because you're working out so hard and you're not eating enough that nothing is happening. You are just plain stuck. Stuck! Are you stuck with your weight? Are you stuck where you don't know anymore what to eat, when to eat, how to eat? Because that is another thing. When ladies come to me, they are so confused. Because you can Google anything these days, which can be good and bad, but there's so much information out there. And if you look at all the .com sites, which anybody can publish and add to, you don't really know if what you are consuming from the Googling, if that is going to benefit you. You don't actually know if that is valid information. So watch for the sites where you get your info from. If you're getting information from a friend who's trying to sell you, oils, or they're trying to sell you, all these different things that are popular to try to lose weight and try to be a miracle pill, it's not going to last in the long run. I'm a certified nutritionist. I'm all about real food. I'm not about pushing any supplements. I'm about eating, educating real food, because that's what it comes down to. And that's what we're always going to have access to, right? Is real food. We're not always going to have access to supplements. If you're stranded on some island and you're trying to get your Herbalife supplements, you may not be able to get them. So it's about eating real food, fruits and vegetables, lots of that, having water, eating lean protein, having some snacks here and there, having some desserts and some goodies, not restricting, eating healthy fats, and also having the good carbs. Because the other thing is, if you restrict all the carbohydrates, then what happens is that also affects your sleep. Because carbohydrates are very important to our body. They're the primary source of fuel. And I love carbs. I eat them all the time, including potato chips. I love me some potato chips. Who else likes potato chips? Let me know. But of course, I don't eat chips every day, because if I did, my body would go the direction that I don't want it to go. So it's about moderation. It's about moderation. It's about balance. It's about getting a variety of food and fluids so that you can properly nourish your body. So we need a little bit of different foods, and not just eating the same thing day after day after day all the time. We gotta switch it up. So like anything, if something isn't working, you try something different. But in the end, if you keep trying and trying and trying, and you're trying a lot of these wrong things, you're doing all this harm to your body that in the end, it is really going to say, stop, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's going to put up a fight. Your body's going to put up a fight to help you get to where you want to go. So a couple of minutes left. I'm a certified nutritionist. I work with mainly middle-aged women, meaning getting close to their 40s, up into their early-ish 60s. And I work with them on educating them on real food, helping them learn what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. I'm a relatable coach because I'm 53 years young. I'm a female. You're not working with some 20-year-old dude trainer who doesn't even know what what menopause is. And I work on educating you. You have lots of accountability. You have lots of support. I'm here for you every step of the way. Somebody asked me today, Linda, what do you love the most about your job? What I love the most is when my clients are successful. When my clients meet their goals, when they are happy, when they're healthy, when they feel on top of the world, when they have lots of energy. When you meet your goals, that is when I am so excited. I'm jumping up and down with you. I'm singing, I'm congratulating you. I am thrilled for you. Because in the end, your success is my success. But what I really want is I want women to be healthy. And I want you to feel great about yourself from the inside and out. I want you to have the confidence. And I want you to be able to fit into your clothes and to feel sexy, to feel good in your skin and your body. And again, to have lots of energy so that you can be really productive in your business and get throughout the day, and to sleep well and to be happy. Because when you are better, ladies, everyone else around you is better too. Because you are going to shine that light on everyone that you get into contact with. So, thank you all for listening. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments, #live, #replay. What was your biggest takeaway from this training? What questions do you have? Book a call. The link is in the bio. Have a beautiful Thursday. I will see you next week, same time, 10 a.m. PST. All right? This is Linda Terjesen, LTLTE, Learn to Love to Exercise. Have a beautiful weekend, my friends.